Hello guys, Ryan Ho back with my video. Today I want to talk about Logitech G403. I had this mouse for over 3 years and I just want to tell you guys my experience with the mouse. And if you guys like my video, please subscribe down below and comment if you have any questions. It really helps me out. And let's get into the video. So why would you be looking for this mouse, right? Why would you be looking for a gaming mouse specifically? You probably came from something that's not really gamer focused. It's probably like 20 bucks, like this Microsoft mouse that I used to use. This is actually a wireless mouse. That's why I really like using it, because it was really cheap. It was wireless. It was nice, convenient, small to bring around. But then I realized that the mouse is just, I mean, this is my fault, but this mouse is too small. Like I liked it before for smallness, but like really, it started giving me like hand uncomfortable. Like it would just cramp. It's just way too small. So I want something bigger, as well as because it's wireless, it kind of lagged a little bit when you moved it around. So that's why I decided if I want to game and I want to do really well, I kind of want something that's wired. So that's why I got this as well. It has wired. I mean, compared to size comparison, it's like not even close. This one's so much bigger and much more comfortable to hold than this is in my palm of my hand. And then the other thing is this only has one button. This has two extra buttons, which kind of help. Like with games like Overwatch and all these abilities, the more buttons you have, it definitely is useful as long as they're easy to access. Not saying like you should go crazy with those mouses that are made for like MMOs that have like hundreds and hundreds of buttons, but more buttons is typically nicer as well. And yeah, overall the build is very similar in the sense that there's plastic up top and then the side is kind of rubberized at the same time. But overall, I needed a bigger mouse, more comfort, and I needed a wired for better performance as well. So let's talk about the build of the Logitech G403. So, I mean, it's all plastic right here. You can see the buttons, plastic, but it has rubberized texture on the side right here, which is good and bad. It feels nicer when you're using it, but at the same time, over time, it will wear out. As you can see, mine has some indentation already and a lot of scratches, so it's slowly wearing out after 2 years. It also has the rubber on this side as well. You can see it's starting to wear out as well. But that's like what you get for additional comfort, but at the risk of, well, degrading over time. The rest of this plastic, if you look at the bottom, it's also plastic. You can actually add additional weight down here as well. And it has these nice feet that kind of glide over surfaces. I find it very smooth and good, and mine haven't worn out really too much over time. They still work really well. And then we have this braided cable over here. This braided cable, it tends to get caught on anything if you don't have enough desk room, so you gotta make sure you have a lot of room on your desk so it doesn't get caught on anything. And then we have obviously the lights over here. We got one extra one over here, and then the G logo right here. These are programmable in the software, so you can make it change to whatever color you want. I have it on cycle right now, so you'll see change. You can keep it on a fixed color. You can change the brightness of it as well. And then we have this DPI button right here. I actually disabled my DPI button because, well, it always caused a lot of issues where I would accidentally push it, and then I would change my aim, and I'm like, oh, what's going on? So I literally just have it set to one DPI only. And it's not really an easy button to, I guess, use, because if you're using your mouse, you're kind of up here. It's easy to hit this button, but like imagine hitting this button. Like it's just so far out. It's like really uncomfortable to hit, so you're never really going to use that. So really, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons to click. And I think the clicks are nice and satisfying. Actually, one of the things I really like about this mouse. So the buttons are actually really responsive and you're clicking really fast. As well as these on the side, they're nice. You can hit them rapidly, and they work really well. So I have no complaints about the buttons. Now, when you buy a mouse, you care a lot about, I guess, the form, the shape, and I think that's one of the things that depends on each person. And I think it's more like, it's kind of like clothes, you have to try things on in order to see if it works. And I think this mouse is a lot bigger than most mouses. And I think the one thing that could cause discomfort for certain people is this hump right here. This hump is, you can see, is very big on, if you look from the left side, look from the right side, it's like a graduated up So this part is not as much, and this part is really big hump. And I do find like over time, sometimes the hump will hit my palm and feel uncomfortable. But when I first bought the mouse, it was actually really nice. But then I guess my grip changed over time, and it started to kind of irritate my hand a little bit. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so now we're looking at the gaming software of the Logitech G403. The good thing is this thing actually has onboard memory, so once you change the settings on your computer and you put it on a different computer, you'll be fine because it remembers the setting. You can also change it to automatically game detection mode to just use what's on the computer, but I like keeping onboard memory. I think that's the huge benefit. You just set your setting, it works anywhere. Now, the next thing I like is we have the middle click, right click, all the buttons that we can change. And then, so this is the middle button, right? So I could change it to a new command, which I haven't done just because I don't think it's a very easy button to push. It's just not ergonomically nice, but you could technically reprogram the DPI button to do other things. As you can see, I basically just set my DPI to only one level, so if I hit the button, it won't really change anything. I just leave it on 1600. And then your report rate, a higher polling rate is always better because that means it updates faster, so it should give you more and more accurate. Of course, it's probably really hard for us to even tell the difference, but I still set it to 1000 just in case. And then next, we're moving on to the lighting setting. You can kind of customize it whichever way you want. You can turn it on, off. You can, you have fixed color and choose which color you would like your mouse to have. So it's really nice. I like to just color cycle, and I have it pretty slow because if it goes too fast, it's going to give you like a seizure. And then I just like it to keep it bright. And because it's a wired mouse, I mean, it shouldn't matter because you don't have battery, so you might as well leave the light on, right? So in conclusion, I think this mouse is not too gamery, so it can pass off as like a normal mouse. Obviously, it has some like RGB lights, but you can just turn those off. So it's not too like gamery. So it could be used for like an office setting as well, which is kind of nice depending on who you are. Maybe you kind of like the gamery look. You can go for something like the Razer Death Adder Elite. That would work as well. And I think it's pretty basic mouse too, in the sense that there's only two side buttons, like a forward and backwards button. There's nothing too fancy. I think it's a really good all around solid mouse that doesn't try to like stand out too much. And yeah, if you guys like my video, please like and subscribe down below. It helps me out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.